My name is Patricia Crandall. I first started out, I lived in an apartment, and some of the gentlemen had done some work on the apartment. And to make a long story short, they approached me about getting a habitat house. And I had heard about Habitat, but I really didn't know very much about it. And needless to say, I just felt like I wouldn't qualify and really never did, pursue it. And even after the gentleman had asked me and talked to me about it, I still wasn't sure that I should do it. However, they had confidence in me that I didn't have in myself. And the next thing I knew, I was going to sign papers and to start my journey toward being a Habitat partner. And that's kind of how it all started. And then after that, we started our hours, and it just seemed like it went really fast. There were days that it seemed like, oh, is this ever going to come? Because with each thing that happened to the house, I got more excited and more excited. So I think I kind of rushed them along, even though I said I wasn't too excited. I really was. And so it's been an experience, it's been a journey, but it's one that I would do it again. I started out with helping with someone else. We had to do so many hours of sweat equity, and that you did doing on someone else's house. And it was scary. Not even sure I'd ever picked up a hammer. But again, there were people there, and they all made sure that you knew what you were doing, and if you didn't, they had a lot of patience, and they shared, their experience. They kind of kept a close eye, but if you made a mistake, nobody got really excited about it. You just took it out and started all over, and that was probably an interesting thing, because I was always kind of afraid to try anything for fear of it being a failure. And with this, you weren't criticized if you didn't do it. They were there and they said, it's okay, we'll do it this way. So that was one thing, and I learned how, with each house, what the next process was and what we would do next until it came time to do mine, and that was exciting. A lot of people seem to think you are given these homes. You aren't given these homes. You are given the opportunity to have a home, but it's up to you to do your part too. And I think that's what makes you feel so like much more of a homeowner, because you are a part of everything that goes on the whole time. And then you have the opportunity to to share your home, which I'm very fortunate. I get to share mine with people who do not know what one looks like. Maybe haven't had the opportunity to ever see one, whether they've been working on it or they're thinking about, maybe doing this. Is it something they want to do? Well, when you see a completion like this, yes, this is definitely what I want to do. I got a call that they were getting ready to mark the property off. I got over here real quick because I wanted to see and take pictures. And then we had some groups come in. There was a group from Rockford, Illinois, some high school students, and I'm pretty sure they were the first group that worked on the house. And they started with, the bare necessities. I helped them carry the boards to start putting the framework up. Then we had the women's build, and that was putting siding on, and I had a group here from Florida. I would venture to say a couple of hundred, with the groups that came, I feel, and then the people that volunteered. There were numerous people that were from my Sunday school class, or from people here in the area, banks and stuff, and they all came together and volunteered. We just went from that, and then the next time maybe it was going to be painting, and then seeing the cabinets go in and it all coming together. And then that's when you really start getting excited, because you can see, well, okay, this is what it's really going to look like. The day that I went and signed the papers, I was just hysterical. I couldn't wait to get there. And I didn't know exactly what I was going to have to do, but I knew I was ready to do it. And move-in day was absolutely ecstatic. And then when I came home, they had already put flowers on the front porch, and it was just exciting. I really can't tell you how much it means. I just don't know if there's words to describe it. We are very fortunate that we do have people that will help with Habitat, and not just with the building, but with food. It's remarkable how much people have promoted Habitat and think of Habitat. But I think that's due to the people that are involved, with Habitat. We have really fine young men that are ahead of it, and like I said, show you the way. When you've never done anything like that, it's scary, but everybody is there to help you. I have confidence I didn't have before. I know some things about building that I didn't know before. I've made a lot of friends through Habitat that I didn't know. I can honestly say it's made life easier for me because of my age. The apartment we lived in had 13 steps, and at my age it was getting a little more difficult to go up and down those steps numerous times. In that sense, I don't have that. I don't know that I ever thought about having a new home, but it's remarkable, and I think it was a godsend. Right after we moved in, my mom fell and broke her neck, and I can honestly say that if it hadn't been for this house, I could not have brought my mom home. And because of this house, she came and stayed for 3 weeks. So, yeah. I don't think there are any words that can describe how much this home means to me. Actually, how much Habitat means to me. Because it gave me an opportunity to have a home that I would not have had. I think another thing, it is definitely a godsend. I don't think this just kind of happened. I think someone had a vision, and it was a God-given vision of what could happen for people who probably would not have had a new home, and I certainly wouldn't have at my age. And so, yeah, I would love to tell you that I can say this is the greatest thing. Great isn't good enough. I just don't think there are words good enough to describe what this experience has meant.